Hey everyone, we're always handing over these digital footprints with every online purchase, right? It's like we're paying with glass credit cards for everything.
Yeah.
But what if you want the digital equivalent of paying with cash?
Now that's where things get interesting.
That's what we're diving into today, privacy coins.
We're talking Monero and Zcash.
Yeah. So you're hitting on a key point there, right? This whole thing with our digital lives and wanting that financial privacy.
People are definitely starting to realize that just because a transaction happens online doesn't mean it needs to be public.
Exactly. Exactly. And Monero, they've been on this for a while. They've been championing this idea.
Oh, yeah.
They came on the scene back in 2014, and they're all about anonymity, like
Mhm.
next level digital stealth.
And what's so fascinating about Monero is that they don't just add a layer of privacy on top. It's like baked into their core technology.
Right.
They have not one, but three key features that make their transactions virtually untraceable.
Okay, break it down for us.
Win signatures, stealth addresses, and ring CT.
3 layers. Okay, so let's unpack those a little. Let's start with ring signatures.
Okay, so imagine you're at a crowded party
Okay.
and someone whispers a secret.
Yeah.
With a ring signature, it's like your digital signature gets mixed in with the voices of everyone at the party,
Oh, wow.
making it impossible to tell who actually whispered the secret.
So even if someone suspected you sent a particular Monero transaction, they couldn't actually prove it.
Exactly, like having a built-in alibi for your
I
transactions.
like that. And that's just the first layer.
Okay, all right. So what about these stealth addresses? Stealth addresses, am I picturing something like a secret Dropbox where only the person with the right key can find it?
You're spot on.
Okay.
When you send Monero to someone, it doesn't go to their public address like other cryptos.
Mhm.
Instead, it's sent to a randomly generated address that only the recipient can unlock.
So even if someone had access to the Monero blockchain,
Right.
all they would see is a bunch of transactions going to what looks like random addresses, right?
Yes.
No way to connect those back to you.
It's like sending a postcard without an address. Only the recipient knows which mailbox to check.
That's wild.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so we've got hidden senders, we've got hidden receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Monero doesn't stop there, though, right?
Now, tell me about this ring CT thing.
Ah, ring CT, the final piece of the puzzle. Remember how we talked about the amount of money being transferred being a potential clue?
Yeah.
Ring CT hides that too?
Hold on, you're telling me that Monero transactions don't reveal any information about the sender, the receiver, or the amount of money being sent?
You got it.
Wow.
Ring CT makes the entire transaction opaque, a black box. Everything's encrypted.
Wow.
Monero is committed.
They are committed. Okay, I think I'm starting to get why Monero's like the king of privacy coins. They're serious about it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about Zcash. It's another big name, but they go about it a little differently,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. If Monero's all about that total anonymity, Zcash gives you a little more, I guess, flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's like imagine having a secret identity, but you've got the option to reveal it if you need to.
Okay.
And the technology behind it is kind of mind-blowing. They use something called ZK snarks. It stands for Zero Knowledge Proofs.
Zero knowledge proofs, ZK snarks. I'll be honest, that sounds a little intimidating.
Right, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So think about it this way, okay?
Okay.
You're showing your ID to get into a bar to prove you're over 21,
Right.
but the bouncer, all they see is a green check mark, right?
Yep,
you're good. They don't see your birthday, your address, any of that other stuff.
Right.
That's basically what ZK snarks does.
All right.
You can prove something is true, but you don't actually reveal the underlying information.
Okay, yeah, that's a way better analogy than whatever my brain was coming up with.
Yeah.
So with Zcash, you could prove you have the funds to make a transaction.
Right.
But you don't have to say who you are or even how much you're sending.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. You're playing by the rules, but you don't have to give up your entire, financial history.
And you mentioned that Zcash offers a bit more flexibility than Monero.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this selective transparency thing? What does that actually look like?
So yeah, like we were saying, with Monero, everything's private by default.
Right.
But with Zcash, you have the option to share specific transaction details with people if you want to.
Okay.
They have these things called viewing keys. You can give someone a key. Think of it like a key to a specific file on your computer.
Okay.
You could give someone that key and they could see that file, that transaction. But everything else is still private.
So it's kind of like you have the secret code you can give to certain people. And they can verify what they need to
Sure,
verify.
exactly.
But, like, you're not making everything public.
Right, exactly. You get to choose who sees what. It's that balance, privacy and accountability. Of course, all this fancy tech, it doesn't come for free, right?
Oh, what's the catch with Zcash?
Well, all those cryptographic gymnastics that Zcash is doing, it can
Yeah.
be a little resource intensive.
Yeah, so, like, faster, cheaper, more secure, pick two, right? That's how it usually goes.
Mm.
But what does this all mean for, like, the average person? We've been talking about privacy coins like they're digital cash, but why should anyone care?
It's like we're just so used to companies tracking everything we do online. But imagine buying something without anyone knowing it's you or what you bought. No more data being collected, bought, and sold.
Okay, so no more targeted ads based on that thing I ordered online last night.
Mm.
I see you. But this is bigger than just avoiding annoying ads, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Think about all those data breaches you hear about. With regular online payments, if a company gets hacked, boom, your info's out there. But with, say, Monero, even if they get hacked, they got nothing on you. Your transaction history is, like, completely invisible.
Okay, yeah, especially with all the identity theft happening, that's a big deal. So, okay, let's play devil's advocate for a second. What if everyone starts using these privacy coins? Wouldn't that kind of freak some people out?
It's possible. Governments, banks, they're used to having a certain amount of, well, control.
Oversight.
Right. More privacy means less oversight. A big shift like that would definitely shake things up a bit.
It's like we're at this crossroads. Our digital lives are just exploding, and so is this need for privacy. How it all plays out, who knows?
It'll be really interesting to see what happens, how privacy coins change and adapt and how regulations and the whole societal thing evolves with them. It's a conversation that's just getting started.
Yeah. So bottom line, we've got Monero, the privacy king, keeping your transactions on lockdown.
Yeah.
And then you've got Zcash, which is kind of like you can choose your level of privacy depending on what you need.
Both give you control. And in a world where data is like the most valuable thing out there, that's huge.
And that's why we're talking about this. It's not just, tech jargon. It's about the future of money, privacy, all of it. Super interesting stuff.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, that is going to do it for this deep dive. Until next time, remember, knowledge is power. Keep those transactions private.